Why hello, it's me Harley, back at it again for another video, and today I have my beautiful baby Bobo with me. Well, her name's Boudica, but I call her Bobo for short. As you can probably tell, Bobo has been in the wars lately, haven't you, darling? Oh yes, kiss me, that's what I need. Bobo has been poorly. I know, I mentioned your name! How amazing is that? And not only has she got a pain, but she's being a pain too, aren't ya? You little sodpot. I agree wholeheartedly. Calm down. So, why has Bobo got this cone on her head? You may be able to see, but she also has her paw wrapped up in a bandage. Bobo, you can't do this all the way through the video. Calm down. And the reason why she's got her paw in a bandage is because she ended up growing a bizarre lump on her leg. Thankfully, it's nothing terrible. She hasn't got cancer or anything like that. But even the vet didn't know how she managed to grow this lump. I'll insert a couple of photographs where you can kind of see where this lump was on her paw, but it was right on the joint and it was irritating her. And we had tests done on it before she had it removed because we wanted to rule out anything horrible. And thankfully, that's what the tests did. However, in the end, we decided to get this lump removed from Bobo because it was clearly irritating her. She was chewing it, it was bleeding, it was just this horrible mass on her paw. We thought, she can't have this for the rest of her life. It's not going away anytime soon. It was going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it was just going to be ridiculously hard to get off. So we thought we might as well bite the bullet and get it off her sooner rather than later. That was on Monday. So on Monday she went in for the operation, everything went well, she was back home in the afternoon, feeling very, very sorry for herself and with her paw newly bandaged. Now this is where she has been a pain in the ass. This is where she has been N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. I'm not going to say the word because it deeply upsets her and then she'll become even more neurotic than she already is at the moment because, honey, you're all over the place, aren't you? Yeah. She has a cone, similar to this but slightly larger and grey in colour. Well, that didn't work. We tried putting it on her multiple times, but the longest time it actually stayed on her was for 10 minutes, and she hasn't got very good spatial awareness as it is, which meant that she just went around walking into doors, which is expected when a dog has a cone on their head. She went to the extra effort of using the doors to her advantage, using the doors to help try and lever it off her head. We ended up tying the head cone to her collar, like literally getting string and tying it to her collar. That didn't work. All that did was she somehow undid the plastic little toggles that hold it together and she just had it flapping around her head like, I don't know, an inside out umbrella just flapping about in the wind. It was useless. So we gave up with that route. On Monday, everything's fine. Tuesday, she's been chewing at the bandage a little bit, but not much. It's still functioning as a bandage. Wednesday, we go to get the bandage removed to have a checkup, see how the wound is going. Great news, the wound is healing great. She's looking healthy, there's nothing wrong. So she has another bandage put on because it needs to continue healing. It was just the first initial checkup to make sure that it was going the right way. After she's finished her appointment, I go off for an exam. I have panic attacks in tests, so I don't actually remember doing the exam at all. But I remember when I got into the car to go back home, Bobo was in the back seat. In her infinite wisdom, she'd decided to rip the bandage off and was now bleeding. Not a lot, but she had considerably opened her wound. It was nowhere near as nice as it had been, and my job was to then stop her licking at it even more. So we go to the VET, another word she doesn't like. We get her another bandage put on. She's back to square one with healing. It's pretty much as bad as it had been when it was initially bandaged in the first place. We have to think of a new way to go about trying to tackle her undoing these bandages off her leg. So we get her a muzzle. Now then, Bobo has never needed a muzzle. She's one of the sloppiest, loveliest dogs you'll ever meet. She's a good girl and would never ever bite. So we fit her with this muzzle inside the shop. She pulls it off. We go to the lovely people who work there. How do we fit this muzzle? Because we must have done something wrong because she's managed to pull it off. They then professionally fit it for her. They put it on absolutely 100% correct, the same way we did it really, but we have people who actually know how to put muzzles on dogs putting it on our dog. Literally has it off her nose before we even leave the shop after we've paid for it. So outside of the shop, we decide, yet again, to put the muzzle back on her. Now she is frantic, nothing can console her. She is pulling at this muzzle, trying her best to get it off her nose, and although we think, look, she's failing, she can't get this off, she'll have to calm down in a minute, somehow she managed to get it off a third time while still in the premise of the shop. She's managed to get it off 3 times before even getting into the car. But we took her home from the VET. At home we do try a couple more times with the muzzle, and again it fails. My dad tries. She's getting really skilled at pulling this muzzle off now, and it's off within seconds. But thankfully she decides she's going to be a really, really good girl, and she spends the rest of her time being good, not chewing it, all throughout the night, as good as gold. She's sleeping in my mum and dad's room because I have exams currently and things like that. I need really good night's sleep, so I can't look after her very easily in the middle of the night. If she's chewing at it, I can't tell her to stop. The day goes perfectly fine. Then we go on to today. My mum decides to let her go outside to go to the toilet. While she's outside, she decides to make herself a cup of coffee. She has literally kept her eye off her for less than 5 minutes. She thinks, surely I can let the dog go out to go to the toilet by herself and not worry. She's mistaken. The dog has taken her bandage off yet again. This is ridiculous. She has managed to take her bandage off 3 times now. And we again have to go to the VET and go, hey, we're back. She's done it again. Even the vet is surprised at how capable this dog is at getting cones, muzzles, inflatable collars, all that jazz off her head. She's a clever dog. I've always known that. For instance, she has a habit of opening all the doors in the house. If she wants to get into a room, she will get into that room. It doesn't really matter how you close the door or if you go, no, don't do it. All she'll do is wait a few minutes until she thinks you've forgotten about it, or she waits until you go to sleep and then she just opens the door again. It's past the point of just being able to push down on handles. She can undo latches on gates as well. She's a clever girl. She knows the difference between a latch and a handle. It's a bloody pain in the butt, believe me. But we love her to bits and wouldn't change her for the world, and that's why we're paying such ridiculous prices for you to have lumps taken off you. Yeah, I'm talking about you. We finally try a different comb. One that's slightly smaller. Really, it's a little bit small for her in lengthways. Headways, like neckways, it fits her perfectly. But lengthways, she should really have another about inch added on, like the original grey cone she had. So far, this one's been kind of successful. Touch wood, not that I have really any wood to touch. Wait, there. Touch wood. There. Touch wood. She's getting along quite well with this cone. So far, she hasn't successfully managed to take it off. She's generally more comfortable with it. I think we've finally managed to get her to submit. I'm hoping that she's learnt that no matter what, no matter how many times she takes the bandage off, 3 times and counting at the moment, it looks like she's going, I'm going to get a new bandage put on no matter what I do. Because she is a clever girl. I think she's catching on to that. I think. Are you, mate? As soon as this video's finished, she's going to just go and take the cone off her head to prove me wrong and spite me, I'm absolutely certain. I can't help it, it is kind of funny. She just gives you all these really sad, pathetic looks of just, why me? And I'm hoping she'll be able to heal properly now. Stop making yourself worse. Yeah. I love you. We're doing this because we love you. We don't want you to be ouchy. Ah! So you're beating me up. Okay, yeah. Oh. Ah! I love you. So, at the moment, you're a cone head. Look, if you didn't go around chewing at that paw of yours and ripping off bandages and making it worse and stopping it from healing and licking at it, then you wouldn't need this cone on your head. Yeah, it's your fault. So now it's just a matter of waiting for her to heal now. At the moment, she can't go out for W's, W-A-L-K-I-E-S, because she's too poorly and we can't put stress on her wound. Also, we don't want it to get wet and gunky and cause infection. So having a collie homebound is a pain. She is so desperate to get outside and play and run and do everything all collies love to do. It feels like I'm torturing her, keeping her indoors, but I'm doing it because I love you. I'm doing it because you need to heal and you need to get better. There shouldn't be any more growth. She shouldn't have it come back. You're almost 4 years old. It's almost your birthday. Yeah. You're being an expensive woofit at the moment, little girl. My good little princess. Well, you're a queen, aren't you? You're Queen Boudica. Yeah, I just said your full name. Boudica. Boudica. So, on that note, with my poorly pupper, who is currently attacking me, as you can tell, she doesn't care about her injury at all. But I think me and Bobo will say, two pimple beans. Oh baby, I can't play rough with you. I know you want to play rough and tumble, but you're poorly. I love you. I don't do it because I'm angry or upset with you. Literally, as soon as I finish recording the video, she manages to take it off. The swine. You're a swine, Bobo. It's back on, Bobo. It's back on. Ha 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 ha. Bobo, you're not going to try and eat your foot again, are you? Oh. Stay. Hey, baby. Oh, baby girl. Now then, who's not going to eat their bandage again? Ah! Bobo, what have you done already? You are such a plank. Yeah, I'm talking about you. We will get your leg healed, whether you like it or not.
No.
You can't go out with us. You're under house arrest. You're poorly. You can't go out looking like that. Can we leave now?
Bubble.
Bubble.
Don't say we've got to go out through the front door just to confuse you.
Oh, honey. Okay, we're going out through the front door now. Bye-bye, baby girl. She's following us. Stitches. What am I going to do with you? You literally had a muzzle and a cone on your head. How do I stop you doing this?